Hey there, kids! What's that? You want to get strong? You want to be the strongest fighter? You want to walk around a shopping mall and say, "Omae wa tsuyoi no ka?" Well, I got you, buddy. Look no further than this video because you're about to be introduced to one of the strongest decks of all time. That's right, folks. This deck back in the TCG probably traumatized enough people to really be remembered to this very day. And surprise, surprise, it's still the best deck in Zero after being ported here as well. What am I talking about? Of course, it's the Cross. Named after the emotion that your mother is when you spend a little bit too much of your pocket money on Vanguard Zero in 1 month, the Cross is a fantastic card that has pulled Kagero from being one of the best decks into being the best deck. So today we're going to be taking a look at my The Cross build. I have also reinstalled BlueStacks, and that should make things a little bit smoother for you guys for the viewing experience as well, I hope. And so let's take a look at the good old, fantastic and fabulous The Cross deck. So I even have the Cross sleeves, fantastic, the one that terrorizes the TCG community. So as you can see, we have quite a lot of fantastic cards in this little deck list here. I'll explain everything slowly, so make sure you stick around. You know, you might be questioning some choices, but I'll explain everything. So first things first, we have, of course, Mr. Dragonic Overlord The Cross. So he legions with Dragonic Overlord The End, one of the best cards of all time in history of this game. And he says that when you legion, you may search your deck for a card with the same name as one of your Vanguards and add it to your hand. So that means you can either search for The Cross or for The End, which means you can use The End's Persona Blast just like that. And he says, at the end of the battle that he attacked, if the attack did not hit, you can counterblast 1 and Persona Blast, and choose 2 of your opponent's rearguards and retire them. This skill is not used that often because you usually want to keep the extra copy in your hand to re-ride over him next turn, but you can use him against certain matchups like Nova Grappler if you want to take out their board and you see that they have a low hand and that taking that board out is going to cripple them. So he's a fantastic card, and of course we have Mr. The End as well, who is basically a cross-ride over regular Overlord, which does not matter in this deck, and he says when attack hits, counterblast 2 Persona Blast to stand him and draw 2, which means yes, of course you can use it when you legion with the Cross as well. I run a 1-of Dragonic Blade Master, which says GB2 during your turn. If you have more rearguards than your opponent, get 5k power and crit +1, and when you stride over him, counterblast 1, you may choose one of your opponent's rearguards and retire it, and when he's placed on a Vanguard circle, gains +3k power. Reason why I run him as the 1-of and not something like a generic Overlord is because if you're ever grade stuck, this grade 1, which is the Lava Flow Dragon, can be searched off of Conroe to then, when you call it, you can discard 1 to search your deck for Blade Master added to your hand. So you can ungrade stuck yourself through just the use of Conroe and this. And is also a grade 3 when you discard it for the strike cost, which can come in handy sometimes if you want to keep your The Crosses and The Ends in hand. Of course, we run 4 of the Heal Guardians. They function as 15k shields in your hand when you would lose, which is also great. Of course, we play 4 countercharging PGs, no surprise there. And then the best card in the entire deck, which is of course the Lizard Soldier Grom. Grom says, when he's placed on rearguard circle, Soul Blast 2 and countercharge 2. What this means is that you can ride into the Cross and Soul Blast to fill up drop zone for the Legion. Then next turn you can ride over the Cross after you legioned to Soul Blast out the Cross and the End, legion them right back, get the countercharge back that you paid for the End's Persona Blast, and then just do the whole thing all over again and keep looping your Cross rides. That's why you play him at 4 copies. I finish it off with 1 Gojo because Gojo has always been a good card and it helps you cycle and like fill up your drop zone if you do draw into it early. If not, it's not really a big deal either, so it's fine. Then I play 4 Striken because I like to high roll. He has Restraint, and when you ride over him for that turn, your Vanguard gains +5k and a crit, which means that if you go second and you ride over him with the Cross and you legion, you have a 27k Vanguard unboosted with a Persona Blast to restand with an extra crit, which means that you can push a total of up to at least 4 damage in 1 turn if your opponent doesn't hit a fat defensive or 2, which is pretty damn good. And then the rest of the grade 2 lineup is honestly up to you. I play 3 12k attackers when you have an Overlord Vanguard, which we normally should always have, which I think is pretty good. It's not GB1 restricted. I play 3 Neo Flames because sometimes there are just those pesky back row targets that like you attack into the front row and you want to take out the back row as well. And also we need to use Counterblast because if you have no face down damage, no Counterblast face down, you cannot use Grom. So we need to Counterblast somehow. So Neo Flame is a great way to do it. And I was running Burnout for quite a long time, but Burnout needs you to banish your Overlords from your drop zone, which means we can't re-legion them and keep using the Cross and the End together. So I switch it for Mr. Berserk Dragon, which says when he's placed on a Vanguard and rearguard circle, counterblast 2 and choose an opponent's grade 2 or lower rearguard and retire it. So with this, even if we haven't counterblasted yet for Conroe, for example, or if we did and we healed it out, or we countercharge it with you know, whatever countercharger we have, we are able to just counterblast again and use this as well. And that's why I don't run Bellicosity either, because I think that Grom does the job just fine with his countercharge too, so I don't think it's personally necessary. So that's the grade 2s. You can switch this out for Burnout or whatever else you want, but I felt like Berserk was a little bit better. And also one thing is that like this deck, like it retires with the cross, but that's only if you don't hit. So if you need to like retire to go for a game sometimes, Berserk is one of those ways. So I think for that reason it's quite important. And then finally for the strides, I'm running 3 Mustafas as always. Once per turn, count +1, flip a card in your G-zone face up, and choose an opponent's rearguard and retire it. And then for that turn, for every face up Mustafa in your G-zone, choose one of your rearguards and give it the following, one of your units and give it the following ability. When this hits the Vanguard, countercharge 1. So he's just a great stride to go into when you're out of your Legion juice, basically, and you want to just like pop one of your opponent's front rows and be able to go for game, plus have that little like, you know, countercharge mechanic on top of that. 1 Mahmoud on hit Vanguard, retire an opponent's rearguard. Not that great, honestly. Like you basically, when you stride, you flip another copy of Mustafa usually, and then when you go for the second Mustafa, you just flip a copy of Mahmoud. This can be good if your opponent like doesn't have much of a board, or they have something annoying in the back row they want to get rid of for free, so that's okay. And of course 4 of the Root Flare Dragon, which is GB2 once per turn, G per Sono Blast, to choose an opponent's rearguard and retire everything in that column. Now the thing is though, you're seeing this G's and you're like, oh my god, DifferentFight, you're playing 7 GRs, that's so expensive. Let me tell you that this deck technically doesn't need to stride. You technically don't need to stride at all because the cross is that great. This is, oddly enough, the most budget deck in the entire meta, because you can just play Cray Elementals. You can just play like 4 Mahmoud, 4 Cray Elemental if you don't have any GRs. Play your 1 of Mustafa that you have with Cray Elementals. Like, you're gonna get the retire anyway. Play your 2 of Root Flare that you've pulled from just, you know, resetting an early box or something. You can literally play 8 Cray Elementals. It doesn't really matter. You only stride to like, you know, help you finish the game sometimes, and even then you don't really need to, because the cross is that good. The cross is that good, and making triple rares is so easy in this current meta that you don't really need to sweat it. So just believe in the cross and you will be the strongest fighter in the world. And also Conroe is a great card that lets us search PGs, which we'll always love very much. I think that wraps up a pretty good explanation of the deck. I have dinner delivering in 8 minutes, so I'm going to quickly wait for that to get here and have dinner quickly, and then we'll get into the fights. Alright, ladies and gents, it is now time to finally get into some games. I am well fed and ready to step onto the battlefield. Not sure if those are the kinds of things you should be saying before going into the battlefield, but alas, here we are. So let's go. Let's see how this deck is gonna rank up. If we run into mirror matches, I'll warn you, that might take very long. And it looks like it is a Kagero mirror match. Alright, Mr. Quiet, let's have a good one. We're going second, which is good. We get first stride, / we can potentially high roll with strike in the cross, which would be pretty sick. We actually get the cross right off the bat. We don't need the end in hand because I'd rather like, you know, just Legion search. So that's actually quite good. Strike in as well. Okay, perfect starting hand. We just need to see. We basically just need the Grom at this point to like countercharge and we'll be good. So let's see how the luck of the draw is going to go for us, because this could be potential pretty strong like early play, and just like go into it. Okay, no Grom yet, so we might be relying on some heals. You can technically Conroe for the Grom. I guess I have 2 PGs in hand, so I could. In theory, you could go for the Grom off of that. Oh, there he is. Little guy was a little bit late right there. Honestly, if he gives me 2 damage early, it's worth considering. I don't technically have to use my thingy Conroe early. The only thing I'm afraid of is like he Conroes here, the next turn he Groms, and then he Berserks me. Berserks my Conroe, which would be terrible, tragic, absolutely just heartbreaking. But let's see, we hit a draw. It's pretty good into a stride fodder. So we have stride fodders, we have PGs, we have no Grom. Okay, we have 3 PGs, I can definitely Grom here. I think we can safely Grom it up. Me and the boys just Gromming it out. Let's Grom. Let's go, guys. New tagline for the new season of Vanguard 0, let's Grom together. It's the new wave, you know, it's like what all the kids are raving about. Gromming it up. Alright, I forgot to turn off, I reinstalled BlueStacks and I forgot to turn off the restraint message. He heals? Okay, so I guess the Berserk fear was never there. That's good to know. Good to know. Now I need to not heal, so it doesn't turn off my crit ability. I do want to show off the ability to strike in over the cross. Or the cross over striking, rather. I can't speak English today, apparently. Alright, swing for 11. Let's see. He gets his heal. Okay, we definitely need to equalize that real quick. You just go like... Okay, draw 2? Damn, your mom let you have 2? Your mom let you have all 2 of them? That's crazy, bruh. That is very impressive. Okay, we draw into our heal, which is fine. Let's go with the cross. The SP one too. Sadly, there's no animation. Unfortunately, no, we will not stride. I will sincerely pass on that. Sincerely pass on striding for the day. Me and the boys just striding into the future. So what we can do here is actually set up Grom with a stride fodder and push for like crazy amounts of damage in one turn. I fancy the idea of that, actually. I fancy that idea very much so. So we get to Legion immediately, which is cool, on a 27k base Vanguard, which is pretty sick. Hopefully this doesn't come back to bite me, because I'm committing in a very awkward way. Alright, let's search out the end. We want the end in hand to Persona Blast. We're gonna call this down, not search the Blade Master, we don't need you now, we're not great stuck. And we're gonna swing and go for the greed, right? He hit 2 triggers back to back there, so statistically speaking, he shouldn't actually see any right now. Okay, there's one down. So now we hit for 2 damage. Let's see if we get any. Well, I didn't think it would be too likely because we just drew into one, but I guess we're not using the end because we heal down to 1. Alright, it's a heal festival. The true way. The true way to just go crazy here. To go crazy. But, alright. Let's see what our opponent's response will be. Is he striding or is he going to be a cool kid and Legion it up? He has 2 heals on a draw and a Conroe they can put back, so I think the Legion targets are pretty obvious. He chooses not to put the Conroe back, but rather the Neo Flame, which is interesting. You can see he also runs his one of as the Great, which I think is fine, but I think honestly, like, I'd rather make sure I'm never Great stuck by having the one of Blade Master. It's come in handy quite a few times where, like, I just don't have the cross at all, and it's just pretty useful, so pretty good for that reason. But yeah, next turn, we'll get pushed like 3 damage, I think, this turn. Depends on how much more he commits to the board. His hand is like 7 cards, so he could easily commit more, but I'm assuming it's like 4 heals, 4 PGs easily, like in a 7-card hand, of course. Alright, Grom, goodbye. PG also goodbye. Okay, that's -1 PG. That's -1 PG. We hit a fat draw. You love to see it. Yeah, he's gonna use the end here and just push us to 3, which is fine. I do want to be back in heal range, which is good for me. I think that's fairly optimal. Let's just say. We could also clean up his board a little bit and use a... If we have a Grom, we could use Berserk. If not, then it's not worth it. 12k attack would have been nice here as well, but it's fine. 4 PGs in hand without searching a single one. Am I not the best player in the world? How am I not at the Zero Championship Finals, dude? Come on. Come on, bro. Get on my level. Alright, do we keep denying our heals? Because I don't want to commit awkward boards. So I think we will deny the heal because this is only 12 on the left side, so I kind of want to just like confirm the damage, push him to 5, put him on the ropes, you know. Yeah, let's just do that. If we hit a heal, too bad. You know, just too bad. All right, no heals here. No heals. Please, no defensive. Good. We hit the cross. The cross can use the end's effect. Therefore, we are going to restand. At least we have a animation for Mr. The End's effect. I hope they bring back the animations for all the skills. Like, that's one thing that they really like. I don't get why they cut that. Feels like such a cheap move, I guess. Like, when you have so much effort that you can put into G. And I understand that the UI got changed and like all the little like stride animations and stuff, but come on, dude. You know, you can make this look a little bit cooler. I understand that when units Legion, they don't have an animation that they did in the anime, but come on, dude, you know? This is like kind of what makes Vanguard special, right? Everyone is really attached to these units. So, at least for skills, you can make a nice little, like, visual effect, right? Okay, so, he's going for the counter first, so he's trying to queue up double the end, maybe? No, Conroe, I need to heal you out. I'm gonna save you, buddy. Just you wait, Conroe. I'll save you. Oh my god, he's healing. That puts us in heal range too, though, right? That's like a double-edged sword for our opponent. If you heal down, that means that I can use the end skill, which I totally have, by the way, which is great. And then he's gonna restun with the end. And restun with the end. And he's gonna go for just 1 though, so he can't actually use it twice. Please whiff another heal. No, he does not. Unfortunate. Okay, we just double heal guard. Don't even use these guys. They're fine. Oh, he's gonna use the crosses effect to kill our grade 1s, which I'm honestly kind of thankful for. They were just like taking up space, honestly, so I'm not even upset about that. Striding might not be a bad idea, actually. Striding might not be too bad of an idea. Like, how could we do this? Kill a rear with Berserk. Push him to 5. Alternatively, I can kill more of his board with Berserk and like swing a little bit lighter. Yeah, I don't think it's worth striding when I have to like awkwardly discard for it. So what we're gonna do here is, because this doesn't hit, we're gonna use this to kill the grade 1 in the back. I'm kind of at Grom's mercy here, but it's okay. Worst case scenario, we're gonna just like switch it up with strides, so it's not too bad. Not too bad. Alright, let's see. Grom is still 3 in the deck. We can surely find it. Just gotta wait for it. There we go. Draw. Into Striking, that's not a Grom. Come on. I was hoping for another draw, but it's okay. We have 4 PGs in double intercept. He whiffs a heal finally. Good to see. Happy times. Very good. He has a PG somewhere towards the bottom of the deck, but of course his deck cycles through itself very quickly with all the restands, so he might randomly pick up the PG on his merry way. Ooh, he's rewriting first. 4 cards in the soul, which means he can Grom it up, Soul Blast out the Overlords, and get right back in there. He's not. He don't got the soul though. Okay, he's putting back 2 heals. He finds the value in those. Don't blame him. Don't blame him when your deck is getting more and more compressed. Putting back those heals at the right timing can definitely change the pace of the game. But I guess here he has to use the end to just like swing into a rear, which is still great. Oh, he did have Grom. Why did you not put it back first? I guess he didn't want to put them back. I mean, it's fine, I guess. More cards for me to know about, I suppose. He has like 2 potential draws left in deck still, which means he is running out of gas slowly. There's still a PG at the bottom. He does check one of the heals he put back. Great for him, great for him. I still need like a good stride fodder or something here because... but now he doesn't have intercepts anymore. So now I want just the end, to be honest. And how many of the ends do we have in deck still? 1. It's oddly specific, oddly specific. Alright, well, 2 PGs will hold on this turn. We'll get a counter charge out of one of them, which is the magic of these PGs, of course. Yeah, that's the first one's gonna go to the drop zone, then when the second one's gonna proc, we're gonna get the counter charge out of it, which is really sick. Whiff your heal, man. Come on, dude. You put them back. Why can't you just whiff them at the right timing? Alright. It's fine. We are PG Kings. Yes, the end! G-Endo, baby! We get to G-Endo. But is G-Endo the right play, though? It's kind of awkward. What can the end help me even find? Heals, I guess? Just drive checks. Which might be worth it. Might be worth it. I'm not too sure, to be honest. This might not be the right play. I guess let's experiment and find out. If I high roll really hard, I'm gonna heal and like do a bunch of crazy stuff. I'm gonna commit some of the triggers here. I'm gonna hope to find 2 triggers off of these checks. Oh my days, brother. Oh my lord and my days. All at once. That is an impressive feat by my opponent right now. Definitely impressive. Like I said, these games can go on forever. We find a Grom. Grom find is good. We find those Groms and we keep them safe and sound. We draw into our last heal, I think. Yeah, that was the last one. No PGs left in deck either. So we just take out his rears at this point. He's at 5, 9 cards in deck. He has to keep actually like repeating his legions. Does he even have any? He has 1 to cross on Vanguard. 2, 3. If he has 1 in hand, then... Oh, he doesn't have a right target. He's striding. But that's his first stride, which means he can only really use Mustafa, which he's gonna go for. That's fine. That's fine. I really need to find my The Cross. I'm surprised we didn't draw into it from... I mean, we only have 1 left, but I'm surprised we didn't draw into it from the end skill. So hopefully we find it soon, because I do need to start legioning back like PGs and stuff, otherwise I'm in big trouble. Big trouble. He chooses to use the skill first and not... Wait, what did he flip there? Oh, he flipped the Crail Elemental, so that means he doesn't actually have thingamajig to countercharge. He's actually killing both of my intercepts. So better have a good board here. Ooh, dropping in grade 3. That's quite dangerous, actually, because I know that... Oh, that's my last at the end. Okay, we gotta be careful. We have a lot of... Oh, we have a lot of countercharge, but we actually don't get to use it because we don't have soul. Because we didn't draw into any of the crosses. And I don't have grade 3s left in deck, period, actually. I have, like, 3 stride fodders, which is cool, I guess. Okay, oh, we top deck into it, and he chose... He is very smart, actually. He chose not to attack with the last one. I think he couldn't hit, actually, but... Okay, I'll stop talking. I'm not sure if that's going to make sense or not, so I'm just going to not say it. Alright, let's go into our own Mustafa and use the skill here to draw into a countercharger, but now we don't have a grade 2. I have a Gojo I could use, and I think it might be the play to use it because but I'm on 6 cards in deck. Like, I have 4 of them are grade 2s, which will help me hold it down. But I think I should just go for the win here. What are the chances that he has 3 PGs in hand? Pretty high, I think. sadly, they're looking pretty good for my opponent. So we gotta just go all out, I think. Like, we can try to top deck for a grade 2, but I don't like my chances. Alright, Mustafa, do your thing, buddy. I need you to persevere for me. Alright, he probably doesn't have a heal left. Things we would probably draw into, like, either a grade 1. I guess it's worth it for survival's sake. I have to discard a PG for it, but... Oh, of course we draw into a grade 1. That was not worth it. I was under the impression that I was like, oh, I could go into a grade 2, but it wasn't really worth it. Let's burn. We don't have triggers, right? So the power isn't going to increase or anything. So let's just go through his PGs and see if he actually has 3 in hand. If he does, then so be it. That's GG. But if he doesn't, it's going to be a very close battle. All right. Do you have the final perfect guard? Okay, there's gonna be double grade 2 off the top, of course. 3 grade 2s even. He did not have it, so if he doesn't have a miracle heal left in deck, this will be game. And here's hoping, oh my lord and days and father and son and... That's just pain. That's just pain. My opponent was better than me. What can I do? Alright, please just like thumb... He doesn't have draws left either, so there's no way we're gonna survive this. Dude, we had it! We actually had it too. That's very upsetting. That's immensely upsetting when that happens, but that's the mirror match. That's the mirror match. You obviously, you know, whoever wins is like, it doesn't make one deck better than the other because they're the same deck. So be it. We start out with a loss, but that's alright. You know, it's the usual tradition, right, on this channel. It's like, when I say a deck is like meh, we go like undefeated with it, and when I say a deck is like the best deck in the meta, we just die, you know, we just explode, brick, or like get all the cards and still lose, and that's just how it is, right? Welcome to the DifferentFight channel. Even going into new generation, some things don't change. So yeah, we'll run it back for another game, and hopefully this one is not a mirror match, so it doesn't take 27.5 minutes, would be great. But let's see how things are gonna go here. Off of our matchup. Literally, the matchup decides everything here. It's gonna be Royals. That face gang. Oh, this is Autumn Ash. All right, let's go Autumn Ash. I kind of like featuring my supporters of the channel on the channel itself. This hand is pretty decent. We don't want the end. I kind of want the Grom, but I'm not dying for it. So let's do this. I'm gonna go for a risky start. This hand is still okay. It's still fine. It's gonna be an alt-mile matchup, I think. Could be a mix of Jewel Knights or Seekers, but probably gonna be pure, I'm expecting. I'm hoping. Hopiuming. Alright, we don't get the cross, actually. That's kind of upsetting. Alright. Let's see if we can draw into it throughout these turns. I am gonna start off on the offensive here. We have Lava Flow to potentially dig out the Blade Master if we need to. We whiff a heal, which we can surely Legion back, unless we don't find the cross somehow this game. Okay, PG and Damage Zone is a good start for me as well. Definitely don't mind seeing that. Alright, starts off with a Knight of Fragment. Does he commit an early board? This is the kind of deck that can do that. He's gonna commit a bit of an early board. That's okay, because you also know that I prefer to ride Striken, so... That's okay. Berserk in the damage zone. Hit me a draw that is not the cross. That's not the cross, at least. It's okay. Draw into the cross? No, into a Grom. I could theoretically just, like, ride the end, I guess, too. But I'm going second. I guess I can ride the end. Simply because it gives me the option to, like, high roll into crit. It's kind of cool, I guess. Question mark. So this can't be retired, which is a little bit annoying. I won't push too much damage then. We just swing for 1, just to take out the intercept and nothing else. Alright, go away. Don't use that. It can't be retired, so it's a mistake. Don't do that. Alright. So... He's gonna go into Alt Mile. I'm wondering what he's gonna push with. Main phase. Uh-oh. No grade 3 in hand. No Cecilius either. Oh, the Cricket's wasted too. Uh-oh. Autumn Ash, no. Don't get great stuck, buddy. Not like this. Not like this. Not with me holding this the end in hand. Oh no, and I found the cross too, and I'm going second, so I can technically use this effect twice. Oh dear. Alright, look away, kids. It's about to get ugly. It's about to get real ugly. Oh my days. Alright, well let me show you a different part of the cross, I guess. Which is to use this on Legion effect to find different things. Alright, so we're gonna put this back, put these back. Intercepts are cool. And you basically don't find the end sometimes. You find the cross to re-ride with next turn to be able to loop this effect, which is pretty cool. So we like that too. We definitely like that too. We can actually push into 5 this turn, which is pretty sick, and switch out the SP here for the next turn ride. And we just bash. Don't need to overcommit or anything. Just take it nice and slow. You don't have to like overdo it or anything. We have a 32k here. We get a draw into a heal. I mean, I wouldn't have minded to heal here once, to be honest, but it's fine. We can put that back to deck next turn too, so it's great. He gets a crit defensive and a draw defensive, so he's up to 29, which is pretty impressive. We're still in heal range though because he pushed us to 3. So that's quite good too. We're going to use the end skill here to restand, and then next turn we can just use the cross to re-legion and put all this stuff back in there, which is really good. So he gets to draw off the crit. Hopefully he's drawn his alt mile now, and we swing with a beautiful 37, find more heals into our hand apparently, and a bunch of nothing, and push our opponent to 5. Alright, Violinist into another draw. That's 2 alt miles gone to damage zone, so I really hope he has one in hand by now, because there's going to be 8 cards in hand now. Surely there is a grade 3 among them. That's not the right one. That's not the right one. Oh, poor Ash. That's not... It's not great. It's not great. He's repping Face Gang too. We're currently in the last hours of the Tomadi Tower event, and we're trying to get top 10. It's okay. You just need to get the Gabblade, buddy. Just need to get the Gabblade, and we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Alright, let's see what you can do, because if you can set up Knight of Twin Sword and like all kinds of combos, like my hand is 2 heal guards and PG. It's actually not that plump, so we gotta be a little bit careful. Next turn we can Legion back, double the cross and the end, which is pretty cool, because we can Soul Blast out the 2 cards we have on Vanguard Circle right now to countercharge these last 2 cards, and so we're gonna be in a very nice spot. Ooh, Blaster Blade Spirit. Spirit. I know I said Seeker. I know I kept saying Seeker. I'm sorry, I was tired, okay? I was a little bit sleepy. A little bit sleepy. It's okay. It's okay. Alright. Does he have a grade 1 to boost Mr. Knight of Twin Sword? That is very important. Otherwise, you'll have to find a tech goal off of this. Alright. Soul Blast 2 to draw a card is going to help him in the current state of things. Does he have a booster for Mr. Blaster Blade? For Mr. BBS? I should just play it safe and say BBS. That way, even if I accidentally say Seeker, you don't know if I meant Seeker. When I say BBS, it could be Butt School. I don't know. Doesn't have to be Blaster Blade Seeker. Ooh, okay. Gonna swing with Knight of Twin Sword first, which can find a tech goal to put behind the Blaster Blade Spirit. There it is. Not Seeker. Spirit. Okay, I'm surely not gonna hit any more triggers because I've been hitting them like a mad lad. Absolute mad lad. Okay, so he's gonna just confirm a couple damage and swing in for lethal. Let's see if he checks the trigger, so that puts me out of the Heal Guardian range and I have to burn my PG, which he will do. Actually, pretty good comeback. Like, don't have all Mal skill, but it doesn't really matter when like all Mal stride skill, to be honest, isn't that fantastic to begin with, and this is actually a-okay. So we're gonna ride into the cross, re-ride real quick, do not stride because you don't need to, as I've said plenty of times, and we're gonna use the Grom to Soul Blast out the boys, get the boys out of here, go back up to high damage, and then we're gonna seek the Mato. I want to put a PG back, so I have like better things to draw into, because otherwise I think I'm dead. So I think for the time being we can just do this, and we'll just like re-legion again later on. But we do need to search out the end off of this. We do need to search off the end. So I just want to have better like draw targets off of the end's legion, I guess, if that makes sense. Alright, so let's find Mr. The End. He didn't legion with the SP, that's rude. That's so rude, dude, come on. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Alright, well I guess nothing too dramatic is gonna happen here. We're gonna just like swing rear, swing Van, restand. Which is fine, I guess. I guess it's fine. I guess I could try to high roll. You know what, let me try to high roll, because if this hits and I find another The End off of it, that would be pretty sick. That would actually be like, kind of sick and lit, etc. Is that my only heal left? No, I have another one. Not great. Oh, that I should have put the trigger power on the other thing. Yeah, this is... Let's see what we top deck off of this. If I find another The End, that's a different story. If we find the PG, which is a-okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the game play. I'm not gonna go for the cheeky, like, I want to confirm damage. you know, like confirm heals and stuff. Yeah, we don't find other the end. We don't find heals. We're gonna force a PG out. We have one PG and 2 heal guards in hand of our own and 2 intercepts. We're just gonna invite some Blaster Blade Seekery. Does he find an All Mal? Nope. Looks like he goes straight to Stride, which means that these grade 2s will not be recycled. That's the bigger part of it. Alt Mal Stride skill to like power things up and call things is like great for like getting over defensives, but I think the strongest part of it is probably like the fact that you put back grade 2s from your drop zone. He has the hard Stride, but now he can go into Saint Blow, which denies my retires, which is really, really important because, I mean, I didn't have much retire to begin with, but if I'm forced to Stride next turn, that's a different story, right? That's a different story. So that suddenly evens out this matchup a lot. And so we'll see how things are going to unfold going forward, because we're definitely looking to draw into one of our the ends here. Well, our one the end, rather. Oh, we did have a Blaster Blade Spirit still left in deck. Okay, that's pretty cool. So we can now swing with the rear and then force me to PG a Saint Blow, which is, it's fine, actually. Let's see if we get the cross off of this top deck next turn. That's pretty important, I would say. Alright, swinging in with the 43. We do have a... No, we put the PG back, so we don't have a PG in the drop zone to countercharge with. He has a PG at the bottom, though, which is pretty good information for us. Is that the only one that he checked? Let me check the log here. 2 PGs went to the bottom. And 2 PGs are out, so I think he's out of PGs, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken... I think that's the case. So we are going to just stride this turn into Mustafa. Discarding the stride fodder, not the grade 2. So we're going to try to draw into another grade 2 here. Off of the top. That way we have double intercept. So we can't actually kill the intercept. We try to heal, of course. Fantastic, but it's fine. I'm going to call these boys down. Neo Flame, you can gain a skill, that's fine. We're going to use this skill to flip a Mustafa and just kill the one thing that we can kill on the board, which is that grade 1 in the back. But that's okay, because we can now give the on-hit skill to the Vanguard. And I think force out double heal guard, if I'm not mistaken. Because I think he don't have no PGs left. Pretty sure he don't have no PGs left, so... We're not going to be able to kill that because of Mr. Saint Blow. I'm going to swing with a 31. We have triple heal guard and a PG in hand, which is... pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. Double heal guard comes out. Alright, that's fine. We've managed to thin his hand down even more. Even further. Does not stride. Okay. When this attack Vanguard... Oh, this hits a Vanguard, I must one search for a grade 2 and call it. Suddenly that's a little bit more relevant. Alright, well, you can still confirm 2 attacks to face here. With an extra power from that crit. Which isn't bad. Which isn't bad. Cecilius comes through. Ult Mal, I think that might be the last one. Uh-oh. Alright, Heal Guard will guard that one for sure. And then Heal Guard will also guard the next one. Alright, very cool. We survive one more turn. As I said, these games can really go on forever. We get the Cross, which means we can Legion. I didn't even need to Soul Blast anything. I think we just go for the Legion, to be honest. And then the end to, like, cycle cards back. Let's go. Alright, we drew into the Cross. Let's Legion it up. How many of the ends do I have in deck? So I need to put 1 back for Legion. We'll just put back heals. Put back heals and maybe a PG or something. I feel like... Yeah, heals aren't as great now because we're both at 5. Wait. Yeah, we can do this. Okay, cool. Because this way we can still search out the other the end because it's still in the deck. So with this, we can farm a restand onto the intercept, which is pretty good. And I'll just like call out a PG, I guess, here, which is not optimal, but I mean, it's fine. It's something. It's something. So we call the PG out. Allow it to go sicko mode on the rear side there. I'm gonna swing, get a heal. Pretty good. Pretty good. This was already pushing over Heal Guardian, so we're gonna just commit to the rear side here to see if we can do anything crazy off of that. Then we're going to use the end skill, see what we can draw into off of the top. Now that we're at 4 damage. Alright, so now we still have 3 swings to the face, which is very impressive. We go into 2 grade 2s, which would have been great to have earlier. That's going to hit. Blade Master will be the Shadow Army token to decide it all. And does he have a heal off the top to survive? He does not. I'm not going to go through Nightmares. Forces from my opponent, he did kind of break, but he definitely put up a fight. Like, that was actually pretty close considering how things went. So, GG's to Automash. I think that was Automash. Thank you very much for the game. And with that, I think that's going to do it for this Decklist because it's been going for a very long time because these games are very long. Very long. Let me just put it that way. So, pretty good stuff. overall, definitely had a good time showing you guys how the end works. It's a good climbing deck, but games do go for quite long, so if you want something more aggressive, maybe play Nova Grappler or Old Mile or something like that. But here's the deck one more time again. The grade 2s are quite flexible outside of striking. I would say even that's flexible. You can play a bunch of different things in the grade 2 slots. It's the grade 3s where I think things are quite fixed, and of course the Heal Guardians, and the grade 1s too feel quite fixed too. It's the grade 2s where you can really explore some space, and as you saw, the strides don't really matter that much. So yeah, that's going to basically do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed the cross deck and fight for today. If you liked the video, please do give it a like, and if you like the content, please do subscribe if you haven't already. On top of that, I have a second channel where I upload things not related to Vanguard, so other mobile games I play, other card games I play, and stuff like that. And you can also follow me on Twitter and Twitch, where I also stream Vanguard Zero content pretty regularly. But on that note though, that's going to be it for me today, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.